in the kitchen with food safety. Now we are cooking the food. There are things you have to think about when you're cooking when it comes to temperature and all of that stuff.
You're right.
So that you don't poison yourself.
Right.
Or your
Don't
family.
be killing anybody in your family.
No.
Accidentally. Anyway, okay, so when you get any of your meat that isn't in a vacuum seal, you need to put it in something. And so don't ever put it on the top shelf because anything could drip down.
That's so gross.
So I always put it into like a plastic container, or you can use a regular, like a cookie sheet or something.
Yeah.
So just in case, and always keep this on the lowest part of your fridge so it's not going to drip all over the place.
Good.
Now, another tip is that you never ever thaw anything on the counter. You will burn in culinary hell, but you'll get really sick before that happens. Anyway, so this is like a really, really bad thing to do. And my sister reminded me the other day when I was telling her I was doing this, she goes, "Hey, Mairlyn, do you remember that we used to get food poisoning at Christmas all the time?" And I was like, "Yes, I do. We thought it was the flu." No, my mother would thaw a 30-pound turkey on the counter, and then she'd cook it, and then she would leave it on the counter overnight with a tea towel on, and then we'd all be sick like 2 days later. So, so never thaw this on the counter. Like if you're gonna thaw, if you forgot to take it out, put it in cold water, okay, or thaw it in the refrigerator.
People are doing that because they want to speed up the process.
Yeah, you can.
That's why.
Yeah, and you do it in the cold water. Keep changing the water every 30 minutes, or you can thaw it out in your microwave.
Okay.
Okay. So, but don't be doing it on the counter or in the refrigerator is the best way. But you got to really plan ahead. Okay.
Yes, you do.
All right. Moving along. Now, chefs are always going like this, you know, to see anything's done. You know, well, you know what? No. Anyway, so you're going to use a thermometer, okay? Now, there's a whole bunch. This is actually can go into the chicken, and this sits outside of your oven door, or, you know, there's a whole bunch of ones, but you need to use a thermometer. The only way that you'll ever know the internal temperature is if you use a thermometer.
Okay, and you're sticking that right in. You know, you don't want that to stick into the bone,
No, that's a genius thing. Okay, so for a hamburger patty, it's sideways. And if there's any bones, you want to always ignore the bone. And beef is done at 71. Really, really important to make sure that the internal temperature, and then you would wash this, duh, but you'd wash it between taking the temperature because you're going to be putting raw stuff back into cooked.
Oh, so not just in a different piece of meat, you're just washing it even to put it back in there.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, how am I still alive?
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, do we have any more time?
Yeah,
no. Okay, we do.
ahead.
Okay, good. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about is
what's the temperature for chicken? Did you tell us?
It's usually around 74, but it depends if there's a bone in. You want to make sure. But most packages they actually have the chicken farmers write the temperature that they're going to cook to the internal temperature. Okay, but I have that on my little blurb too. We talked about barbecuing before. You use two different tongs, either meat and vegetables. Don't mix them up, you know, because then you got raw meat on your vegetable. Anyway, there's so many ways you can die. You know, there really is. Anyway, I don't want to be the reason. Here's my big one for the summer. You go into a picnic or something, always a cooler bag, and remember you put the cold packs all around and on the top so that it's going to fall in. Now you're going to a buffet. Here's my big one. Okay, so you show up at the buffet because food can only stay out minimum like between 1 and 2 hours in your kitchen in a cool environment. Outside at a party, honestly, if you're not at the party right away when the food comes out, I don't let any of my family eat anything. Because
after 1 to 2 hours, you take all that food?
After an hour.
After an hour?
Oh, pitch it. Yeah, I don't even eat anything after that.
So there's no picking at the buffet all night long, having a little. I'm not talking about cocktail shrimp. Obviously, use your brain.
Bad. Oh yeah, don't even do it. No, poof, gone. Eat it. It totally freaks me out because shellfish is really, it actually breaks down really fast. Everything. So when I do a party, I didn't bring the ice, but I would put a bowl with ice, and then I would put a bowl in the ice. And then that would save it up for the 2 hours. But you don't put this stuff away. So what hasn't been eaten at the end of the party, you throw it out.
But I'm saying you take it in from outside. You throw all of that stuff out.
You throw it out away. So don't.
Party's over. It's just been an hour. Sorry you were late.
Or you know what?
No, there's nothing left.
The people that you don't like, go have some shrimp. It'll be fine.
It's great. Just have some of that.
Great.
So let's say you go into your fridge and you've got some meat in there and it looks good and it smells good. How do I know if I can eat it or not? If it looks good and it smells good, is it okay?
No.
Okay.
And that sniff test, which is what my dad did, which is, you know, and what, you know, I'm surprised any of my family's alive. You'd go, you know, oh yeah, it smells fine. The thing is that you can't smell bacteria until it's really, really bad. And so it's 2 to 4 days in a container in your refrigerator. refrigerator.
Yeah.
And that's
just for meat, vegetables, anything?
Anything left over.
Got it.
Anything that's cooked and left over. Because, and also you have to be able to see the back of your fridge. So if you have really a crowded fridge, it even goes with a smaller time. So 2 to 4 days minimum, 1 to 2 hours max for the food, and then throw it out if it's been longer than that.
Good to know. Okay, Mary, I know you're going to be at the CNE. You've got a booth going on August 19th.
I'm going to be doing cooking dims at the cooking stage.
Yay!
At 2 and 5.
Okay, come visit her. Because she's a lot of fun.
I say things I can't say on TV out loud.
There's more that you can't say here?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Bring your earplugs for your kids. It'll be great.